Hello everyone, I hope you enjoyed listening to Ice Melt. This is a song that I wrote for an itch.io competition where the melting of ice was sort of the main theme. As well, the song had to be under 20 seconds, so it was part of the stipulations for the competition. This section of the video I'm just going to talk about sort of my thought process and what I wanted to do and how I evoked that sound. Up at the top I tried to include the chord analysis for what all of the different parts are doing. The biggest thing is that I was looking for times where I can have the same note sustain past where it should and change how my chord should sound. So take a look right here at the beginning. I have a B natural in the soprano saxophone line, which is part of the third of my G major 7 chord. And then I take that note and I let it linger over C major, and that becomes the major 7 of the C major 7 chord. A similar thing happens here with this F sharp in the soprano sax again. It's the 9th of E minor 9, but then as the song continues, it becomes the sharp 11 of the C major 11 chord. And that sharp 11 also gets repeated again right here in the A flat major sharp 11. Similar idea where we go from the 9 chord to the sharp 11 with a similar note kind of playing between those two. I wanted these chords to sound just big and beautiful and bright and deep. Rhythmically as well, I try to make sure that something is moving at least every other measure. You'll notice that it kind of lands on a chord and then there's motion. And then it lands on a chord and then there's motion. In this measure, I have something moving on beat 1 right here in the bari sax, beat 2 on the soprano sax, and beat 3 in the alto and tenor sax. Same thing here in this motion measure. The soprano beat moves every single beat, and we have a lot of motion in the bottom 3 voices with the one beat triplet. Then in here, we have mostly a land on the chord, although the soprano sax does get that suspension like I mentioned earlier. And then we have a measure of motion with this 2-beat triplet, and then just the 2 and 3 kind of having a lot of rhythmic play between those two. And then we end our song, and we end on this beautiful nice chord where the tenor sax resolves back to the tonic with this so to do kind of motion, the 5 to 1. It just sounds very, very sweet and complete. If you have any questions about any note choices, any rhythm choices, anything like that, please leave them in the comments below. Other than that, thank you for listening, and I'll see you in the next episode.